Have you ever felt like you're slowly fading into the background first, in the eyes of others, and then even more painfully in your own reflection? For many women, this quiet dimming doesn't start with a wrinkle or grey hair. It begins with something far more personal, an unfamiliar dryness, a tension you can't quite explain, or a growing disconnection from a part of yourself you once knew intimately. And if you've noticed that sensation, you're not alone. You may have chalked it up to age, menopause, or stress. But what if that discomfort was actually your body's way of asking for help? A gentle cry from your circulatory system, signaling that the blood flow your pelvic tissues once relied on is now fading, and with it, your natural lubrication, sensitivity, and confidence. I'm Dr. Lisa Perriera. For more than 30 years, I've helped women over 60 reconnect with their bodies, restoring circulation, intimacy, and energy through natural, evidence-based approaches. And today, I want to offer you something powerful. Not another cream hormone therapy or expensive procedure, but something already waiting for you in your kitchen. In the next few minutes, you'll discover how certain everyday foods can improve blood flow, support tissue health, and help you feel comfortable, capable, and connected again without medication. Before we go further, I invite you to support your health journey by subscribing to our channel. Tap the notification bell so you never miss an episode made just for women like you. And if this message resonates, leave a 1 in the comments. If you're not quite sure yet, type 0 and tell me what you need. I'm listening. Let's begin with the first food that could quietly transform how blood reaches your most sensitive tissues: beets. Beets might not look like much, but they're one of the most powerful natural allies your circulation has. I didn't always believe it myself, but time and again, I've seen the difference they make. One of my patients, a 69-year-old retired librarian named Helen, came in after adding a daily serving of beets to her diet. Her story. The tightness she used to feel during intimacy had eased. Dryness had improved. Her body felt more responsive. That's not wishful thinking, it's biology in action. Beets are rich in dietary nitrates, which your body converts into nitric oxide. This molecule is essential for relaxing and widening your blood vessels, allowing oxygen and nutrients to flow freely. As we age, especially after 60, our nitric oxide production declines, which causes blood vessels to stiffen and restrict. The result: poor circulation, reduced lubrication, slower arousal, and often that vague, frustrating discomfort many women assume they just have to live with. But you don't. A glass of beet juice in the morning, or a few slices of roasted beets on your salad, can jumpstart nitric oxide production. The change is subtle at first, maybe a little more ease, a little more warmth where it's been missing, but it grows. Because when blood flow returns, so does vitality. Your tissues become softer, more responsive, and better nourished. It's not about reversing time, it's about giving your body what it needs to keep working beautifully. Now let's talk about a fruit you probably enjoy during the summer, but may not realize holds a hidden gift for your vascular health. It's watermelon. And it's so much more than just a refreshing treat. Most people toss out the rind of the watermelon, but that pale part near the edge. It's packed with an amino acid called citrulline. Citrulline is a natural vasodilator, which simply means it helps blood vessels relax and expand. And that's critical, because when your vessels are tight and stiff, blood struggles to reach the tiny capillaries that nourish your pelvic area. The result is that deep, dull discomfort that women often describe as tension or friction during intimacy. I'll never forget Susan, a wonderful woman in her late 60s who had grown frustrated with how her body felt during closeness. We worked together on a simple plan. She started blending the red and white parts of watermelon into her morning smoothie. 2 weeks later, she reported something beautiful. Her natural lubrication had improved. That silent resistance, that nagging tightness, it had eased. and she felt more like herself again. Unlike hormone therapies or synthetic lubricants that provide temporary relief, watermelon supports your body's own ability to deliver blood and oxygen where it's needed. It doesn't force, it restores. And it does so gently, safely, and naturally. But we're not done yet. There's one more food I want you to know about. It's often overlooked, but it's packed with nutrients that can nourish your tissues, balance your hormones, and support your body's nitric oxide production from the inside out. We'll talk about that next, in part 2. Let's talk about a tiny food with big power pumpkin seeds. These unassuming little seeds are often scooped out and tossed away without a second thought. But if you're a woman over 60, they could quietly become one of your strongest allies in restoring comfort, confidence, and connection with your body. Pumpkin seeds are rich in 3 essential nutrients that specifically support blood flow, hormonal balance, and pelvic tissue health: magnesium, zinc, and arginine. Each of these plays a unique role in keeping your most sensitive tissues nourished, flexible, and responsive. Let's start with magnesium. Magnesium helps your blood vessels relax by calming the smooth muscle cells in their walls. This relaxation reduces the tightness in your pelvic floor, a subtle tension many women feel but rarely talk about. That tension can make intimacy feel more like discomfort than closeness. When your muscles relax, blood can flow freely again, and with it comes renewed sensation. Zinc is the second player. After menopause, your hormone levels change dramatically. Zinc supports your body's ability to regulate those hormones naturally. And since hormonal imbalance can affect everything from lubrication to libido to mood, this one mineral can have a powerful ripple effect on your overall vitality. Finally, there's arginine, an amino acid your body uses to create nitric oxide. Just like with beets, the nitric oxide generated from arginine helps open up your blood vessels and bring nourishing oxygen to the vaginal and clitoral tissues that need it most. I remember Carol, a retired nurse in her early 70s, who told me she felt disconnected from her body, not in her mind, but physically. She was energetic and full of life, but intimacy had become a frustrating, hollow experience. After adding just a tablespoon of raw pumpkin seeds to her routine each day, sprinkled on yogurt or eaten plain, she returned to my office weeks later with tears in her eyes. The discomfort had lessened. Her sensitivity had returned. And perhaps most important of all, she felt like her body was listening again. That's what I want for you, not just relief from symptoms, but the quiet reassurance that your body still knows how to thrive when it's given the right support. Now imagine this: Beets increasing nitric oxide, watermelon relaxing your vessels, and pumpkin seeds nourishing your tissues at a cellular level. Separately, they're powerful. But together, they form something greater, what I call the circulation trifecta. Think of this like tuning a piano. Each key played alone makes a note, but together they create harmony. That's exactly how these 3 foods work, addressing the root causes of poor pelvic circulation from different angles in unison. Beets stimulate the production of nitric oxide, your body's signal to open the gates and let blood flow. Watermelon relaxes the vessels themselves, especially the smaller ones that serve the most delicate tissues. And pumpkin seeds provide the raw materials your body needs to sustain and enhance that flow day after day. It's not about a single superfood. It's about synergy, creating a consistent internal environment where your tissues stay soft, responsive, and well-nourished. I've seen this combination work in women well into their 60s, 70s, even 80s. One woman told me she had given up entirely convinced that the spark she once felt was just gone. Within a month of adopting this circulation trio, her story changed. Not only did the physical discomfort ease, but she felt a quiet confidence return. Her posture lifted. Her smile lingered. Her sense of self came back, not because of a cream or a procedure, but because she gave her body what it needed to heal. And that's what this approach is really about. Not chasing youth, not pretending time hasn't passed, but nourishing your body in a way that honors where you are now and what you still deserve to feel. But if there's one thing I've learned after 3 decades of working with women like you, it's this: knowledge means nothing if it doesn't turn into action. And one of the biggest mistakes I see women make, especially after 60, is assuming that external fixes, creams, lubricants, or prescriptions will solve what's really an internal issue. That brings us to a difficult but honest truth. Most of those temporary solutions don't address the root problem. They only cover it up. In part 3, I'll explain exactly why quick fixes often fall short and how a simple shift in your daily routine can create lasting change from the inside out. Over the years, many women have sat across from me frustrated and defeated, not because they hadn't tried, but because what they tried didn't work. They'd spent hundreds of dollars on creams, lubricants, and even hormone replacement therapies, hoping for a miracle. And while these solutions sometimes bring temporary relief, they often miss the deeper issue: the body isn't broken. It's undernourished. You see, external fixes like lubricants can certainly ease friction in the moment, but they don't soften hardened blood vessels. They don't restore circulation. And they certainly don't bring back your body's natural ability to produce nitric oxide or maintain hormonal balance. At best, they act like a bandage covering up a deeper wound without helping it heal. The truth is, your tissues are asking for more than surface-level care. They're asking for oxygen, minerals, and proper blood flow. They need the foundational nutrients that can only come from inside your body, not outside it. That's where real change begins. What's heartbreaking is that many women begin to believe that the failure of these quick fixes means they've run out of options. But that couldn't be further from the truth. Your body isn't failing you. It's simply waiting for the right kind of support. Think of it like a garden. If your flowers aren't blooming, you don't keep spraying them with perfume, you nourish the soil. You give it water, sunlight, minerals, and time. And slowly the life comes back. It's the same with your intimate health. You don't need to force results, you need to feed the system. And here's the good news: feeding that system doesn't have to be complicated. You already know the key ingredients: beets, watermelon, and pumpkin seeds. But now it's time to turn that knowledge into a rhythm. That's how your body thrives, not through magic, but through consistency. That's why I've developed a simple 7-day action plan. It's designed for women who want to feel a shift in their body gently, naturally, and without overwhelm. And it starts with just 3 small steps a day. In the morning, begin your day with a small glass of beet juice, preferably on an empty stomach. This wakes up your circulation and kickstarts your nitric oxide production, giving your blood vessels the signal to open and deliver oxygen to every cell that needs it. Mid-morning, prepare a watermelon smoothie using both the red fruit and the white rind. That's where the citrulline lives, the natural compound that relaxes those tiny, tension-filled blood vessels. This helps reduce that deep pelvic tightness many women describe, even if they can't fully put it into words. In the afternoon, enjoy a tablespoon of raw, unsalted pumpkin seeds. You can toss them into your yogurt, blend them into a smoothie, or simply eat them as a snack. These seeds are doing the invisible vital work, supplying magnesium to relax your muscles, zinc to support your hormones, and arginine to fuel nitric oxide from within. It might sound too simple, but that's the beauty of it. Real healing doesn't require complex regimens, it requires the right input delivered consistently. Pair this daily practice with light movement, good hydration, and a little bit of self-kindness, and you'll be amazed at what your body can do. One woman I worked with told me this routine became more than just a health plan. It became her daily act of self-respect. A reminder every morning and every afternoon that her well-being still mattered, that she still mattered. And that's what I want to offer you. Not just results, but renewal. A gentle return to the kind of vitality that feels honest, earned, and deeply empowering. In part 4, we'll bring all of this together. I'll share a message from my heart, a reminder of what your body is still capable of, no matter your age, and why this journey is about so much more than just blood flow. Before we close, there's something I want you to hear. Not just with your mind, but with your heart. You are not invisible. You are not broken. And you are certainly not too old. I've spent more than 3 decades sitting beside women who believed their best years were behind them. Women who felt like their bodies had betrayed them, that intimacy was over, or that their sense of self had quietly slipped away with time. But then something shifted. Not because of a drug or a quick fix, but because they made one simple, courageous choice to stop accepting decline as their destiny, and to begin nourishing their bodies from the inside out. We've talked about food beets, watermelon pumpkin seeds. We've talked about nitric oxide circulation and hormones. But the real message here is deeper than biology. It's about remembering that your pleasure, your confidence, and your connection to your own body are not luxuries. They're not lost causes. They are your birthright. And yes, they are still within reach. The grief that many women feel when their sensual vitality fades is often silent. It's not discussed at family dinners or shared with friends, but it lingers in how you move, how you breathe, how you view yourself in the mirror. So I want to offer you something different today. Not shame, not regret, not urgency, but permission. Permission to believe that your body is still capable of pleasure. Permission to nourish it with compassion instead of criticism. Permission to feel good again, not for someone else, not to reclaim the past, but because you deserve to feel alive in your own skin. Even if it's been years since you felt truly connected to yourself, your tissues, your rhythms, you can begin again. Your blood vessels can open. Your confidence can return. Your sense of intimacy, both with others and with yourself, can be rebuilt. I've seen it. Again and again. And it always starts with one small decision. Not a resolution to be perfect, but a quiet commitment to be consistent. Because real healing isn't loud, it's slow, steady, and powerful. So if you've come this far, thank you. Not just for listening, but for showing up for yourself. You've learned how the right foods, as simple as beets, watermelon, and pumpkin seeds, can revive your circulation and bring nourishment to the parts of you that matter most. You've seen that intimacy is not just about desire or function, it's about vitality. And you've been reminded that there is no age limit on feeling good in your own body. So here's my gentle invitation to you: keep going. Keep listening to your body. Keep giving it what it needs. And above all, trust that the best parts of your health story may still be ahead. Because this right here is not the end. It's the beginning of a new chapter, one with more clarity, more connection, and more life than you imagined possible. And if something in today's message spoke to you, if you felt even the smallest spark of recognition or hope, I'd love for you to share your thoughts in the comments. Your story may be the encouragement another woman needs to begin her own. Thank you for spending this time with me. And thank you for choosing to believe in yourself, one choice, one breath, one day at a time. Until next time, I'm Dr. Lisa Perriera, and I'll be here whenever you're ready.